A warm seat.
That was not.
Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. And would you lead us, Michelle? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That's for the back. Good evening. Okay, let's get straight to business here. Can I get an approval of the minutes?
Roll call.
I'm sorry, roll call.
Andy Buck, Michelle Harris,
Here.
Red Stone,
Here.
Andy Boswell,
Here.
Mike Brickner,
Here.
Greg Adams,
Present.
Jeremy Rivas.
Here.
We have
Okay, now can I get an approval of the minutes? I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Hearing none, motion carries. First reading.
the following additionals have been brought for consideration. General fund, that's $80,176. Salaries reduction, $80,976. Salaries $2,989. Salary $10,000 per day, $6,300. Lit building and maintenance $24,107.54. LRS fund aggregates $3,300. Donation. Patrol canine $16,000. Overweight vehicle overtime $5,000. FICA $303. Data processing other equipment $95,000. Grant other equipment $500. First reading.
All good, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you kindly. Okay, first contestant, come on down, Mr. Polaric. Good evening, sir. We have local roads, streets, LRS fund, additional 300,000 to 23,600 aggregates, annual additional for pavement and preservation, sir.
Make a motion.
I have a motion and a second. And the discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Greg Sims,
Yes.
Mike Brickner,
Yes.
Andy Vasquez,
Yes.
Red Stone, Michelle Harris,
Yes.
Jeremy Rivas.
Yes.
6-0.
Thank you, sir. Juvenile probation. Chris Byer. How you doing? We have juvenile probation from the general fund, additional $2,989 to 11,100 salaries appropriation needed because an employee is transferring from juvenile detention center to juvenile probation department.
So, Council may call that here, we have a probation officer that had his master's degree, went back to his detention to accept the position as a detention manager, administrative position back. So last year we came in and reduced that salary to a first-year probation officer salary. Did end up hiring an individual. That particular individual didn't work, and so this position has been open. The actual employee that last year went to that position expressed an interest to come back to the probation side. This working individually with the family. He's a great employee. We would like to bring him back over to the probation side. So this is basically just taking these detentions, the general fund, putting them in probations. I do need an additional appropriation to match the salary of $2,989. The remaining $19,000 difference actually comes from last month. You'll remember I was reporting to council here, requested that an overage that we had in salaries because of 3% raises being given to probation officers in error for this year's budget. We had additional funds of $34,000 and some change. So we asked that that be transferred over to other equipment to allow us to pay for a duress alarm system upgrades to our duress system at Services Center. I only need a little over 15,000, and so that 19,000 is going to be unused, and so I'm asking that that again just be transferred back to cover the lion's share of the salary increase.
Okay, so you jumped down one on us with the motion on the 19,000 from 45 400. Correct, is what you're talking about, the 19,000 there.
Yes.
Okay, so on the 2,989 to 11,100 salaries, can I get a motion on that?
Make a motion.
Second.
I'll second it. I like the.
Any discussion? Go ahead, sir.
Sorry about that.
Go ahead.
See, I understand why you're bringing up the 19,000. I get that. My question is for this position or just the.
No, it's an existing position that he held, last year.
Right.
He was a probation officer last year. Took an opportunity that came available in detention, and the management said he found out it just wasn't for him. Would like to come back now that this position has opened up. However, I'd already reduced it, given that money back to the council last year.
You're just asking for it back.
So now I'm basically taking it back up to what he was earning before last year. Just kind of restoring that position now. So that's what we're continuing.
So the $15,000 covers that salary difference, but does that?
Well, let's.
Well, I need to know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I see what you're doing.
I can't vote on the.
On the 2,000. Right.
15.
Right. Okay.
So the 15 is doing what? Or the 19? You said the 15 out of 19 is doing what?
The 15 that I'm keeping in the other equipment that you guys let me transfer there last month, that's going to go towards our improvements for the duress system, the duress alarm system.
Correct.
At the Juvenile Service Center. So that's I just need 15 and a little bit of jet. So in that 19,000, I'm asking that come back into salaries to pay for the lion's share of this increase. To bring that employee back.
But that lion's share, that 19,000 is not going to be every year, correct?
Well, it will be because it's a salary, but
Well, for you, but I'm saying, wasn't that 19,000? Wasn't that part of the money that we took when you got a 3% raise and the state gave you a raise? We gave you 3% money on top of that. Correct. So you're taking that 3% raise. You're taking 15 for your equipment, and they're going to take the 19 for the salary.
correct.
But how is that going to get paid next year?
It'll come out of the salaries. So we're paying for this employee, whether we're paying for him out of detention's budget or we're paying for him out of probation budget. He's leaving detention and he's coming to us.
Do you see where I was going? I knew we were spending 15 out of 3% for the equipment one time.
That's a
A one-time thing. Say if this is going to raise up the salary level, I was going to.
Correct. So that then next year I would have to come back and ask that he, continue to fund that position. I mean, it's not a new position; it's an existing position. We're just raising up the salary.
How long was he at a management position before this person decided to come back?
6 months to a
Also,
9 months.
what, even a year?
That wasn't even. He's a fantastic employee. We're lucky to continue to have him, and so I think he just wants to be back with where he excels.
I work with juvenile probation department regularly, and he is a good employee.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please. On the motion of 2,989 to 1,100 series salaries.
Sims.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Harris.
Yes.
Stone.
Yes.
Vasquez.
Yes.
Brickner.
Yes.
6-0.
I need a motion and a second for we talked about this 19,000 from 45,400 from other equipment to 1,100 salary transfer amount needed to cover the salary of an employee that is moving from juvenile detention center to juvenile probation. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
You want a motion or
I'm sorry. Can I get a motion?
motion to approve?
Second. Now, voice. Can I get all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We have
Motion to approve the 144 that matches the transfer, the additional in the transfer.
got a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. Motion approved.
Well, do we need a roll call? Yeah. Roll call on the 144 probably.
Oh, one, that's true.
Harris.
Yes.
Rivas,
Yes.
Sims,
Yes.
Brickner,
Yes.
Bosco,
Yes.
Stone.
Yes.
6-0.
Come on in with it. Okay, all set. Mr. Wizawati, welcome. Facilities, local income tax fund, additional $24,157.54 to 23,500 building maintenance and additional appropriation needed for prosecutor's office, victim assistance build out at the courthouse.
So good evening. So here today with me is Ona Torres. She's with the prosecutor's office, victim assistance. She took over for Judge Butendorf, who was promoted to judge recently. So last year we had a discussion about doing a build out, if you would, at the courthouse for the victim assistance for the prosecutor's office. So I'm not going to go into the details because she kind of is going to go through why we're doing it, but I just wanted to let you know that the facilities department will be facilitating the build out, and we've engaged contractors to get the work done on that and flooring. So, Ona, if you would.
Okay, hi. Um, we're hoping to get your support to renovate the former victim assistant offices. There's 5 offices there, and we're in need of better support for our victims. We have a concept of giving them a soft landing. We have victims of domestic violence that we want to educate in the main room. We have a soft interview room that we want to afford to our law enforcement partners so that we can better assist our sexual assault victims. We have a family grieving room for victims who are survivors of homicide. Mark Spajewski is a person whose family member was killed in his daughter 6 years ago today, and they are partnering with us in order to create comfort rooms for the families who are going through this process. And he can share with us today some of what he experienced. We can observe, and tell you what the experience we see with our victims, but he has that lived experience of what it's like when you go to court and you don't have anywhere to go to talk. There's no privacy. There's nowhere to grieve, release your feelings, etc. We also are creating a comfort room in their concept. They have their own concept that we've aligned with Rebecca Butendorf's concept for our sexual assault victims. So imagine we have children ages 4 through 16 who have to be in the criminal justice process, getting ready for depositions and preparing to testify at trial. And we don't have an appropriate spot for them to talk to a prosecutor after they've been violated by a grown up. They have to meet more grown ups who are scary. And so we want a conducive space for them as well. In addition, the main space would be for educating domestic violence victims so that we can avoid having any homicides, helping them get out of the domestic violence situation by educating them about safety planning, talking to them about resources in cooperation with the caring place who are going to co-facilitate meetings with them and give them direct services. And so Mark Spajewski would like to have a few words if you don't mind.
Thank you very much. Like Ono said, 6 years ago today, we experienced the murder of my daughter, Molly Lanham. Still, still hurts. But Mr. Sherman's office was fantastic to deal with, but it's still they have to do their job. You have to, it's cut and dry. And here in the courthouse, and as we've experienced at LaPorte and Lake County courthouses, there's just nowhere to go when you get a 15-minute break. You get that hour break, right, for lunch. You have to either go out to eat, or you have to go the same common areas, right? And it's always been my wife and I, who couldn't make it unfortunately today, but it's always been our wish that we could have something to help with a room like unbelievably, these fine folks have come up with the same, almost totally same concept as my wife did 5 years ago. So I would appreciate you just listening and helping us out to make this come to fruition. I would appreciate it. Thank you.
Mr. President. Before Rebecca,
Or something, please.
you judge, she had showed me this project, and I'll tell you, it's much needed. You go into those rooms, it's cold. We have extra furniture thrown in there, and you know, people with domestic violence are going.
Mm-hmm.
It is much needed. And actually, we should have done this 5 years ago. I mean, it's definitely needed. When she showed me her plans and what she was doing, I couldn't believe we actually had a place like this for our people to go. I was kind of like, wow, this is pronto in my opinion. So
Yeah, and we're not actually displacing anyone out of these offices. So this office suite of offices, I should say, there's like 5 offices on the 5th floor, is really a good location for this, and will work out really well.
I felt like it was more interrogation.
Yeah.
When I went in there, I was like, this is really where you're going? If you're having, it was just, yeah.
So we're going to get rid of the cold institutional environment and make it a little bit more warmer.
So,
Well-
Joe, this is something, and I support what you're advocating for 100%. And I'm sorry. I think actually I was talking to my wife the other day, and it's been 43 years, I think, in 2 days from now, it'll be 43 years since her 18-year-old mother was murdered in domestic violence. So I understand. And I'm sorry. But additional appropriation in this line item, I'm certain we budgeted money in a specific line item. Why not just do the project? I mean, and at the end of the year, if you run out of money because you did this great project, then you come back for it. But you have the money to do it. You don't. An additional right now is
Right. This was actually, we had a discussion with some of the counselors about additional appropriation specifically for this project. So this is what we have budgeted is budgeted, but this is kind of above and beyond that.
there's always money at the end of the year. It's you just looked at the unallocated lid continues to grow. There's $4 million in there, so that means all the money usually is not being spent at the end of every year. So it's just kind of perplexing when we have people asking for additionals when they have budgeted line items to spend. I mean, you could do this project absolutely without being in front of us right now. If you believe in the project, do it. And at the end of the year, if you say, "Hey, I need another 50,000 because we did this great project," then that'd be an easy yes too.
So my question would be then, Harold, do we need to vote on this if he has the money available?
It's up to us to make someone makes a motion.
I was going to say, if someone makes a motion, you have to vote on it.
Okay. Okay. Once again, sir, sympathies from this council. Let me add that I talked with the prosecutor the other day, went up to the office, and I understand it's more than just comfort. They did a lot of work in regards to thinking about it. They make the colors of the room very soothing, very calming, and if you've done any psychology in college, you're going to understand that's a very, very big part of it. And they made the room very, very. It's just a comfort room and very much needed. So, can I get a motion?
I would make that motion.
Get a second. I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Yes, sir.
I just had a question. I was looking, again, looking at the page, the total for the project, 24,157. What's the total for the project? The cost is it 16,000?
The total
33. I mean, what?
plus the 7,323.63 for the flooring.
Okay,
Yeah, that's total of the both.
24.
that's the total there with adding that 7,000. I see. Okay. Thanks.
Any further discussion?
24 now.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Rickner,
Yes.
Sims,
Yes.
Rivas.
It's an unnecessary motion, but I'm not going to vote against it. Yes.
Harris,
Yes.
Stone,
Yes.
Vasquez,
Yes.
0.
Just one final thing is the prosecutor's office is likely going to be coming back asking for additional funds for furniture and stuff that were not budgeted for this project. But that would be the prosecutor's office. I'll help them whatever they need on that, just to let you know.
Okay.
And I think we're working on some grant funding, and some other sources of funding. So even though we're going to be getting the funding for some of that, we're still going to need appropriation for that.
What approximation? Much
Do we have an idea
approximately? Just curious.
cost wise?
34,000. But I haven't, I cut it a little bit. So, but that's what it's estimated at
That's for the furniture, correct?
for furniture for all of the rooms.
How many rooms are there total, just out of curiosity?
5.
Five.
And we're getting some donations.
Yeah. So that's the total number that they've got in their budget, but we haven't figured out what's getting donated, stuff like that. So but that'll be coming back to you at some point.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys. All right.
Prosecutor Gary Gurman.
I'm sure.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir.
What we have here is a reduction of $80,976 to $11,100 salaries, moving salary from 4D General Fund to Prosecutor's General Fund. Always like to see a reduction. You haven't got any more of those, do you, by chance? Say that again.
Well, I think it's part of a bigger thing here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you got more reductions, we'd be more.
We can do the reduction and walk away, I guess.
Hey, now that would be a good
Yeah.
Come on, Gary.
Okay, sir.
Sir. All right. Starting with that one. So it's a sort of an unusual request because we're asking to reduce the staff of the prosecutor's office by 1, combining 2 salaries that have already been budgeted into 1, and adding $10,000 to that to create a salary level in the prosecutor's office that's close to $91,000. I know that the general fund is pretty strapped with money. Back up, I think we have enough trial diversion funds to support that $10,000. But it's important for me to start to create an atmosphere in the prosecutor's office with good morale, and also to be able to hire good lawyers for the future. What we're doing now and what we do in the next year or so is not as important necessarily as what the prosecutor's office is going to look like in 5 or 10 years. As the crime increases, the intensity increases, and the complexity of the crime increases. So this is a start. In effect, depending on whether the $10,000 comes from the general fund or from pretrial diversion, you're actually saving the county either $10,000 or $20,000 because there's one less employee and there's one less benefit package, which is the $20,000. I'm just asking that you approve that. We really need help in our division. We are being overrun with cases in Judge Buckley's court, and our upper level felonies have increased significantly, as I think I indicated to you. I think you'll see an increase is in firearm violence. Some domestic violence cases have become more intense, and they take a substantial amount of time. And in addition, our internet crimes against children are on the increase. We probably have 1 child solicitation case that we file every week. Last weekend there were 2. The weekend before there were 2. This weekend there was another. So we really need help, as I said, in our criminal division to manage that the way that I want to manage it. Yes.
Okay.
All right.
So can I get a motion for the reduction of $80,976?
I make a motion.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Talked to you a long time about this. I'm struggling with this one because it just came out of budget, and I support.
I know.
prosecutor's office more than anybody, trust me. But so I want to get this correct. So we're taking an inquiry coordinator that's been open for 3 years, and the child support deputy prosecutor's funded $37,433. That's been open since August 24. Are you confident? I mean, are we gonna lose any services on that side of the?
No, we are not. When I talked to Laura, who's head of our child support division, she's been able to assimilate the inquiries coordinator into the other staff that's there. So there's no reason to replace that or hire someone. The way it works, because that position, that deputy prosecutor position, would be federally funded, we can't use that prosecutor in our criminal division. If we do need another lawyer from time to time in child support, we can easily take that lawyer from our criminal division and ask them to go to the support court and juvenile detention center. So it gives us more flexibility. Gives us, as I said, another lawyer in the criminal division.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, Gary, the reason why you cannot use a 4D dedicated prosecutor in the criminal division is because of the federal restrictions on the monies. I mean,
That's correct.
Yeah.
There are,
But there's not that corresponding going the other way.
correct. Yes.
Yeah, that was my question. Can we use this 4D, and how much does the 4D? I guess what I'm saying is it sustainable as far as how much is in the 4D to be able to pay for the 12 prosecutor?
Well, it's the 80,700 or 800, whatever it is. Excuse me, $80,976 is a wash. So I'm asking that an additional $10,000 we added to that deputy prosecutor number 12 salary position.
And we had talked about this. I stopped in at your office and said, was there another place that 10,000 could come from? And you said a diversion.
Yeah, we have our infraction
as opposed to general fund.
We always talk about our infraction deferral program because that has historically been really strained. Although we're doing much better, have done much better lately. But our pretrial diversion fund is really healthy right now, so that's an easy option for you, I think.
I just want to make sure the other side, the child support.
Yeah, we're really good there. Our child support division is one of the best in the state. Their collections are up another 5%. Laura told me how many millions that they collect, but it's really substantial.
And that was one of the questions that I had asked you yesterday. Is 6 months from now, are you going to be back here going, well, I need somebody to cover it? And, the spot that was taken, you said, no, you should be okay.
Can I say no?
Yeah. I heard no.
For any new people.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. So, basically restating what Councilman Stone said, I heard the word no and,
Child support division is good.
Okay. Got a motion and a second. Roll call, please. For the reduction of 80,976 to 11,100 salaries.
Redstone.
Yes.
Michelle Harris.
Yes.
Jeremy Rivas.
Yes.
Greg Sims.
Yes.
Ike Brickner.
Yes.
Andy Bosco.
Yes.
0.
Can I get a motion and a second with a roll call for Form 1? Can I get a motion? Can I get a second? Getting ahead of myself here.
I'll second.
Second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Michelle Harris.
Yes.
Jeremy Rivas.
Yes.
Greg Sims.
Yes.
Ike Brickner.
Yes.
Andy Bosco.
Yes.
Redstone.
Yes.
6.
Have a great night.
Well, we got a vote on you.
Thought we were just doing the reduction.
Can I get a motion on additional 80,976 to 11,100 salaries, eliminating possession? Thank you. Second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Greg Sims.
Yes.
Ike Brickner.
Yes.
Andy Bosco.
Yes.
Redstone.
Yes.
Michelle Harris.
Yes.
Jeremy Rivas.
Yes.
6-0.
Okay, additional 10,000 to 11,100 salaries, additionally to help fund deputy prosecutor number 12. Now we talked about that. So are you getting that from you? You don't need it from us now, or?
I would prefer that it come from you, but I'm so desperate that I will come up with the $10,000 if I have to. It's not something that I really like to do, to fund salary positions that we generate, but this is a desperate moment.
Okay, folks, let's hear it.
And you are getting somebody that you do know already.
Yes, I have a really
That's
strong.
why it's a little bit more of an urgent.
Yes.
A motion to approve 10,000.
And you'd be able to sustain that next year?
Well, it's in the general.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Well,
So-
general fund. I mean, if it comes to it, we get into the budget hearings in August, then we can address that then.
Any further discussion? Harold, you look like you were going to say something.
Was the their motion was from the general fund, Jerry? From the
Yeah, the additional $10,000 of salaries out of the
General.
prosecutor general fund.
What's
I'm sorry, Joy?
It can't be the other one. It wasn't advertised.
That'd be the general fund. Okay, so it would be either a yes or no question.
I have a question, Gary. What's the file budget used for? I know you prefer not to spend that money for salary. What do you use that money for?
That money, we have line items in there that cover all of our day-to-day operating expenses. So it's copier, it's our trial expenses, expert witness fees, travel, subpoena expenses. Some of our experts are costing us $5,000 to $10,000. We use Dr. Fesco, for example. It's $1,000 an hour. That's preparation as well as in-court testimony. That's what we're using that money for, to support what I anticipate will be more trials this year and more trials in year 6.
Thanks.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Vasquez,
Yes.
Yes.
Sims,
Yes.
Rivas,
Yes.
Harris,
Yes.
Stone.
Yes.
6-0.
Have a great night.
Well, now I have a question to the auditors. On the Form 144, for all those different items, do we have to put on each and every one of those separately, or can we just read them off and do them in one?
We have no issue doing that all together.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate that. I got a motion for the Form 144. Can I get a second?
I don't think there was a motion, was there?
Yeah.
Yes. He motioned.
And that motion is, so what we're doing here?
Yeah, one.
Here he is.
The
It's
number
109.
976.
I'm sorry?
The number 12 prosecutor should be 90,976.
90,976
Yeah.
because of what we just did.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's
This is a Form 144 to,
a lot of activity going on here, so there's a bunch of increases, correct?
well, increases, taking from one and giving to the other, basically is what it amounts to. Form 144, 110,726 to 100,000 for Deputy Prosecutor number 1, a reduction of $10,000 plus. 97,537 to 100,000 Deputy Prosecutor 3, which is an increase. 97,537 to 100,000 Deputy Prosecutor 5, and $92,026 to 93,959 Deputy Prosecutor 6, $97,854 to 99,787 Deputy Prosecutor 8, and $87,230 to 89,163 Deputy Prosecutor 11, and as stated before, 0 to now 90,976, eliminating position and 4D General Fund location 0660, and moving them to the Prosecutor's General Fund location 009 for a total increase of 80,975. So that other traffic that we got basically washes itself out.
Well, I just want a second so we can talk about it. So.
Okay.
Second.
Anybody?
I'll second it.
Okay,
So,
discussion.
Rebecca Butendorf's salary was $110,000, and you're taking that $10,000 and you're spreading it amongst 4 or 5 other prosecutors.
Correct.
That's
Exactly.
here.
Yes.
Okay.
It's exactly.
And that has nothing to do with the 12th prosecutor.
No.
This is a separate issue.
Separate
I just wanted to.
Yeah. There were really two issues.
Two issues. So we're going to spread some money out to other prosecutors and then do it. Okay.
Yes.
I didn't know you were Italian. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Stone.
No.
Harris,
Yes.
Rivas,
Yes.
Sims,
Yes.
Brickner,
Yes.
Vasquez.
Yes.
5-1.
Thank you very much.
Porter County Sheriff, Commissioner, Sheriff Jail, Sheriff Jeffrey A. Ballin, who's in Indianapolis, I understand. Federal prisoner, DOC General Fund, additional 6,300 to 12,400 per diem. Appropriation needed to cover the cost of federally mandated officer per diem for additional bomb dog. Can I get a motion for this, please?
I make a motion, Mr. President.
And a second, please.
I'll second.
We've got a motion, second. Discussion. Any discussion?
Federally mandated.
Yeah.
It's federally mandated.
It's federally mandated.
Hearing no discussion, can I get a roll call?
Rivas,
Yes.
Sims,
Yes.
Brickner,
Yes.
Vasquez,
Yes.
Stone,
Yes.
Harris,
Yes.
6-0.
Additional 16,000 to 44,500 patrol canine. Reason appropriation needed to purchase a new canine single-purpose bomb dog, which goes
How
with
many
that.
bugs do you have?
We have one.
So this will be two?
We're on good terms that we believe we're going to lose that officer for another leaving us, so we're gonna be down to one.
How many bombs do they found?
We bombs. I'd have to ask the team, but they're over 7 counties, so they get called out. They're our most called out specialty we have.
We share our dog with
Everybody.
everybody? Yeah. But we,
All 7 counties.
we pay for it?
But we don't
Dog is
I'm sorry?
the dog is being purchased through donations.
Okay.
So
like if Lake County needs it, we go over there, but if we need a helicopter, they bring the helicopter over. We don't have to pay for that.
So bomb dog's cheaper than a helicopter.
Exactly.
Unless it could fly.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I get a motion?
I make a motion, Mr. President.
Second.
I got a motion and a second. Any further discussion on a bomb dog? Hearing none. Roll call.
Brickner,
Yes.
Sims,
Yes.
Rivas,
Yes.
Harris,
Yes.
Stone,
Yes.
Vasquez.
Yes. I was going to bark, but I don't think that'd be appropriate. I have overweight vehicle funds, additional 5,000 to 11,300 overtime. Appropriations needed to cover the cost of a special detail of overweight vehicle patrols. Can I get a motion, please?
Make a motion.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Discussion.
What are the overweight vehicle patrols?
We have two officers that actually have overweight or weights in the back of the trucks, and all the county roads. There's overweight trucks. How they stop them? Dump trucks, semis, everything like that. They weigh them. If they're too much, then we get a fine. They're tearing up our roads, so we get reimbursed.
If I'm not mistaken, we make more money off of that than we do speeders.
On tickets? Yes.
Yeah. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Roll call.
Sim,
Yes.
Brickner,
Yes.
Vasquez,
Yes.
Stone,
Yes.
Harris,
Yes.
Rivas.
I have an additional $383 to 12,100 FICA. Appropriation needed to cover the cost of a special detail of overweight vehicle patrols. Can I get a motion?
I make a motion, Mr. President.
I have a motion. Can I get a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Harris,
Yes.
Rivas,
Yes.
Sims,
Yes.
Brickner,
Yes.
Vasquez.
Yes.
Yes.
6-0.
Public Safety Data Tech Fund. Additional $95,000 to 45,400 other equipment. Appropriation needed to cover the cost of updated jail body scanner and AI recognition. Can I get a motion, please?
Make a motion.
Really?
Second.
Motion and a second. Discussion, please.
AI recognition.
The scanner's updated where it actually assists the officers on detecting objects on the scanner itself on that person. It says, "Here's an anomaly. You might want to check this out," or anything like that.
How often do you upgrade them?
This is our first upgrade. We've had it
18, we bought it.
in 2018.
It's 2018. Is there a regular time frame? It's like every 6 years, 7 years?
No.
Or is the AI improves you upgrading? So basically,
They're pushing. There's two ways you can do it. They're pushing either the upgrade or you can actually buy a whole new scanner, which is double the price. So we're just doing the upgrade.
So-
Are the upgrades like a software upgrade?
It's it is some equipment.
Is it?
It is some equipment, but it is mostly the AI.
No software. So, just for my own edification, let's say next year they come up with a new upgrade. That's not likely to happen.
It's not like, and we probably won't go for it. We wouldn't do it.
Okay.
Way.
Would it interfere with your abilities if you didn't upgrade? Say a new one came in 1 or 2 years from now.
We talked to the salesman about whether or not we needed to go with the cost of an entirely new system, and he said that we would be stable with this upgrade for at least 5 years.
For at least 5 years.
Isn't it dependent on the
Technology
piece of AI, which is exponentially improving every day?
There is also a maintenance agreement that will come with this that will include
upgrade.
So that'll help catch you up.
Okay. Good.
Okay.
Yep. And this actually was something that we had planned for during the budget. We didn't take it out of the general fund, so I'm kind of just we're taking it out of one of our funds now.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. That's crazy stuff.
Oh, good thing you got this thing there. So.
Yep.
Okay. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Rivas.
Yes.
Sims.
Yes.
Rickner.
Yes.
Vasquez.
Yes.
Don.
Yes.
Harris.
Yes.
6-0.
Thank you.
All right. Question.
I have an answer.
Real quick. Can you tell me about what you guys have been doing with your detail with the county as far as working some different days with different units?
Yeah, we've had a extra patrol detail. We did it for 5 weeks. We did 2 officers 1 day on a weekend. We concentrated this past time more of US 20, 12, and 6 in the Portage area, and through that actually we had over 212 stops, 14 arrests, and most of those are marijuana, meth, cocaine. We had a few OWIs out of it also. It's very effective. We're trying to increase that for the entire county, do it in certain areas, give the guys extra overtime. 22 guys per week to do it, and then we'll concentrate. If there's a rash of burglaries in a certain area, probably send those 2 guys out in that area, blitz that area, try to get an arrest out of it, flip somebody possibly, or even catch someone in the act doing it.
And you guys are partnering with some of the other cities, right?
Correct. When we did this last one for 5 weeks, we partnered with Portage. Their main concern was the hotels up there, so we helped them with that. And so they had 2 guys out, we had 2 guys out. So we just had 4 extra guys on the road during that time, which was very beneficial in my opinion.
It is my understanding from the sheriff, after having talked to him about this particular program, that one of the comments made by one of the individuals was he wasn't coming in this area because too many police.
That is true. We had 2. We had one guy on face. That one,
So good.
the sheriff actually went into a gas station.
Right.
They asked what's going on, and the sheriff explained to him. He goes, "Now I know why my business is going down because squad cars everywhere."
Yeah.
We had another guy on Facebook, kind of bragged that he was skating past us, getting away with coming in here. We looked that individual up to see why he would make those comments and all that. He had a warrant. We went and picked him up and arrested him. So,
And you went out of county and did it. I said you can do that, but you
correct.
can.
When we went to arrest him, he didn't think he could get arrested. A warrant in a different county.
Yeah.
That tells you that there was no master's degree in that individual's life.
But yeah, it's been very beneficial. We used our own overtime out of that. It was approximately $4,000 we used. I know the sheriff, I think, has been in talks about possibly getting additional funds for that to do that in the future.
Well, that's a great job, and I'm glad that it's helping stem, even if a little bit, the flow of illicit drugs into this county.
Mr. President, was that in front of the opioid committee?
That, well,
No.
funny you should bring that up. I was told just earlier this evening that they were told to back off because that money had been allocated, but that's not my understanding. Greg, you're on that committee as well as I am. I asked them why not resubmit it. I mean, not resubmit it, but be there on Friday, the 28th at is it 3?
Well, 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock, because you're on there. But
Agenda.
yes, ma'am. I believe it would help your cause if you brought those numbers, because it was my understanding from the other individuals who were there on the committee that you had pulled out, which shocked me. Okay, And I had mentioned this to Greg, and he was shocked by it too. So this is news to us. So we hope to see you at 3 o'clock on.
I think just for clarity's sake, I think part of that, and it wasn't me, by the way, but was a thought that maybe the council should, because this is such a tremendous program, that maybe, and speaking to the mayor of Portage for a long time on this, he was extremely thrilled by it as well. The thought from some other people were maybe this is something the council should bring on and have it more as a not a grant thing, because that's what it would be with the opioid, but more of a permanent thing. So that's where that comes in. But I would
I still think they should.
I would highly recommend you,
Yes.
because if money is allocated to you for that, then that gives us an opportunity to find some money
We have a metric
here
by which to use.
from a general fund perspective. And there's no guarantees, but I think your hat should be in a ring just like everybody else's.
Exactly. Let's say you do get some funds from that committee, and you come back and you show 1,000 arrests. I mean, that's going to be impressive. And so, if it comes back to us as the council, we can digest and say, this is what we've had in this period of time, and look what it's done. And if we see from the prosecutor's office that maybe a few more criminals didn't quite make it, that'd be nice too. But by all means, please, I hope to see you there, as I'm sure Greg is. Every little penny helps. You guys are doing a great job.
Help out the prosecutors infraction deferral program too.
Yeah.
Money for that.
Mr. President, if I may, I think the line of thinking with that as well was that the committee was allocated $125,000 by the council. There are additional funds in that unrestricted fund that the council may appropriate outside of the committee, as Greg said. So.
Well, I was told tonight that they were told that all the funds were already appropriated, not to. Is that correct?
We had communicated with them and let them know that we were seeking some additional funding sources that were more permanent than that grant funding. So I believe that's where the miscommunication took place.
Okay, so no.
But we're more than
Starting up.
Yeah.
Doing this, like, am I getting a grant? Am I getting? I believe in it. I saw what they did. I want to fund it. I don't whether it's from the unrestricted, whether it's from the opioid committee. I would definitely like to see this.
So would I.
One way or the other. So if for some reason you don't get the grant, we're going to come and I'll make a motion to do it out of the unrestricted opioid fund, and hopefully we get 7 people that think this is worthwhile.
We even had a councilwoman who wrote with you guys.
Yep.
I'm not going to point to anybody, but
So I was going to actually commend you, because I don't know how many people know about the program, but I'm currently doing the Sheriff's Academy program through the Sheriff's Academy. And I think 5 or 6 sessions where you get to go through with each department. I got to do a ride along. I'm excited to do a ride along in the summer, maybe at night.
You can set it up.
do not give her a gun.
But it's been eye-opening. I've already gotten a tour of the jail, and last night was the crime scene investigation, which was super interesting. I know it's open to the public as well.
Correct.
And I think you guys run it twice.
We do once a year.
Once a year? Okay, so every February you run it. Well, if anybody is interested in knowing more about our sheriff's department or just
Absolutely.
law enforcement, criminal justice, anything, it's a fantastic program, and what a great opportunity for our citizens to learn.
Okay. Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a
Friday, right? 3.
Friday.
Friday at 3. Thank you.
Thank you.
Damn. Health department, come on down. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
Local Public Health Services, Form 144. Once again, Auditor's Office. We have several different things from this 144. Can it just all be one item read down? On the 144 for the for the health department?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. We've had 144, $6, really, $6 at 69,286 to 4 at 69,286 EHM. $0 to 74,000 nursing supervisor, 0 to 52,000 community outreach specialist, 0 to $8,885 medical officer managed reclassification, reduce Form 144 by 3,687, reorganizing Nurse Division, reducing the number of PHNs from 6 to 4, and adding 3 new proposed positions: nursing supervisor 1 at 74,000 with job description, community outreach specialist 1 at 52,000 with job description, and 1 at 8,885 for medical officer manager mom, paid out for 2 funds, 1159 and 1161, with a job description. Okay, got all that out. Can I get a motion, please?
So I just want, we're hiring additional people, adding people to,
One additional person.
okay, so reducing one,
So I'm reducing 2 part-time health PHN, part-time health nurse positions and just hiring one person, but taking the money from that salary position and splitting it pretty much 3 ways. So the one hire, and then some of that money goes to a nurse supervisor who is already there, just bump her up to supervisory role. And then the other goes to the reclassification of the office manager.
So basically, what you're doing is reshuffling things and saving us
Yes.
$3,000 plus.
I am, yes.
That's nice.
And I just did talk to you guys early. Well, I came by Friday, but I also talked to you guys early and clarified that none of this is going to be affected by state
No.
situations.
Nope, all the things were already budgeted for and approved. We're just knocking it down. The director of nursing previous to me took a more administrative role, but I still get to do all the clinical stuff. So my position counts as a PHN as well.
I believe I was also told that this is a little bit more efficient, if you will.
Yes,
More-
we've opened it up to walk-ins every day, 5 days a week, women, children. We don't just have kids on certain days now. It's every day. So
Good job.
So these positions, if they cut SB4,
if they cut it, we're still good.
our local rate would support these positions. I mean, I think they're at $2,000,
No.
and then they've got bumped up to maybe 4 or 5 with all the healthcare funding. So them positions would be totally supported if SB4 got.
So you're being proactive in that regard.
I think
I
we're
am.
gonna have a chopping block coming.
Yeah.
Just whether it's general.
I know, that's why I'm taking $3,000 at a time, throwing it away. I agree.
Can I? Got me all choked up.
I know.
Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Michelle Harris,
Yes.
Jeremy Rivas,
Yes.
Greg Sim,
Yes.
yes,
Andy Vasquez,
Yes.
Stone,
Yes.
6-0.
Form 144 CD/OM to medical officer manager title, a position change. Reason changing position title from CD/OM to medical officer manager with job description. So what we're doing is just changing the title, not costing us a penny.
Right.
I'll take 2. Okay. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Can I get a second?
second,
Any further discussion?
I have a question real quick. Looking over the health, I'm on the health department board, but seeing, with SB4, we might, that might be top heavy.
Right.
Is there any way we can put together, just so I can understand the health department, a nice big flow chart?
Sure. We have one.
No, I'm saying after this
Oh.
gets approved,
Yeah,
what places are what's gonna take place?
absolutely.
Help me kind of,
Can do.
thank you, I appreciate that.
Sure.
Okay, any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Stone,
Yes.
Harris,
Yes.
Rivas,
Yes.
Sims,
Yes.
Brickner,
yes,
Vasquez.
Yes.
0.
American Heart Association Grant Fund.
Make a motion.
second,
I got a motion and a second. Additional 2,500 to 45,400 other equipment grant funding received from American Heart Association for hosting Hearts Corp and Public Health American Corps. Any discussion? Hearing none. Roll call.
Rivas,
Yes.
Harris,
Yes.
Stone,
Yes.
Vasquez,
Yes,
Brickner,
yes.
Sims,
Yes.
0.
ladies
You got
and gentlemen, we thank you very much. Have a
Thank you,
great
guys.
night. Doctor, thank you for coming.
Tell Carrie that it was all rejected because she wasn't here.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't.
Tell Carrie it was a 6-0 vote for no. Okay, Circuit Court.
At least.
JD
Favorite person.
Allison Cox, who is not getting anything. No, Allison Cox, Form 144 up to $30 per hour bailiff. Reason, no additional request
Motion to approve.
to change up the amount.
Jeremy's like, let's
Okay. Can I
Second.
get a motion and a second? Any further discussion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Yes.
Sims.
Yes.
Yes.
Harris.
Yes.
Stone. Osgood.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. You guys are
Thank you. Second reading.
Oh,
So kind, sir.
The following events have been passed tonight. General fund salaries 80,976. Reduction of about 80,906. Salaries 2,989. Salaries 10,000. Per diem 6,300. Billion 4,107.54. LRF fund aggregates 300,000. Sheriff patrol canines 1,000. Over vehicle overtime 5,000. FICA 383. Data processing other equipment 95,000.
Here you go, sir. Yes, sir.
Equipment 25. Second reading.
Thank you, gentlemen. Okay, attorney's report. Carol.
Nothing to report other than just the mention of the upcoming vote, the health department board. I just wanted to, for the record, just everyone aware that this is just, it mirrors what I had said in the email to the council. Indiana Code 16-20-2-4 requires a seven-member board, no more than 4 of whom may be from the same political party. The current makeup right now, there's 6, I believe, on the board, 4 Republicans and 2 Democrats. So we are bound by the statute to appoint a Democrat this year.
Motion to appoint Sylvia Grant.
Second.
Get a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Mr. President, I would just like to point out, I wish we would have opened it up to the public a little more. I understand we applications filled out, but when the council was aware that we had to pick a Democrat, kind of disenfranchise people. I think we should have kept it for 30 more days just to give everybody a shot to. I think when most people looked at, I'm going to go on the health board, it's a 5-2 Republican. I'm never going to get picked. Well, I think it would have gave somebody more people a better opportunity. With it being I think it just sets a bad precedent for putting a politician on the board.
Well, it would be a bad precedent if we had a deadline and then we disregarded that deadline and reopened it up.
Well, quite actually,
it was under different circumstances.
There is a code.
The interpretation was the same.
The code. There's a code for that. There is a code for that stated that you can open this back up for discussion if 4 or more council members decide to do that, or the president. I have no intention of doing that. Open it back up for discussion in regards to.
But again,
applied.
If you go back to the last meeting where it was referred that, or it was pointed out that the Democrat should be the position, and at that point, Sylvia was the only one that applied. So she should have been appointed over a month ago, and we're just delaying it by a month. So I don't know why would we have opened it up again when everything was done exactly?
I believe the question
back then
last month was because Harold was not there as to whether it was a actual requirement for us to do, and so I talked to Harold, and he gave me the information that under statute that we had to do it this way, and I checked further, and like I said, the only way for us to, as Councilman Stone would like to do, is to have 4 members of this body say yes, we're in agreement with them and do that, or the president has the ability to say yay or nay on that. And I say nay. I think Sylvie got it in on time. There were other people who could have been on. Let's move on. And I need a voice vote in regards to Sylvie Graham for this position on the Board of Health. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign.
Opposed.
Mr. President, let me backtrack one moment and get your roll call on second reading approval as well.
I apologize, sir. Can I get a roll call on second reading?
Gregson,
Yes.
Brickner,
Yes.
Andy Vasquez,
Yes.
Stone,
Yes.
Bill Harris,
Yes.
I mean Rivas.
Yes.
Okay.
I think the vote was taken. I think it was recognized. It was affirmative to appoint Sylvia.
I agree. Any other discussion? Any other matters coming before this board? Anybody got anything to say? Hearing nothing, we open this up to public discussion, public comment. And let me say this about public comment. Public comment is reserved for anyone from the public who speaks on what is the council's current agenda. Every person appearing before the council shall abide by the order directed by myself, the president. Those who would like to speak will be allowed a maximum of 3 minutes. Discourteous conduct shall be regarded as a breach of privilege and shall be dealt with at the discretion of the presiding officer, which is yours truly. Any public comment? Second call, any public comment? Third and final call, any public comment? Public comment section is closed. Okay. Can I get a motion for the meeting to adjourn? Can I get a second?
Second.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you, sir.
But all those opposed?
Aye.